Hey, so I am here in the clinic. I'm not sure if you can tell with my attire. Oh, I might have flashed you guys my bun then. But yeah, I am here in the clinic now. Got my wristband, got my compression socks on. I literally had to scrub off all the remaining fake tan I've had on for like the past year. So today's the day. Today's the day that I am getting boobs. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Just introducing myself with a favourite open liner for a YouTuber. So I am 7 days, well I'm actually 8 days post-op now, so it's been 8 days since I've had surgery. So this video is going to be just all about what's been going on literally like within the past 2 weeks. Like my life has actually changed, like dramatically changed. I don't know why I'm holding this, just feels nice to talk with something in my hand. I also bought myself a bunch of new makeup and makeup brushes, so I was so excited to get ready today and just want to put makeup on and feel like myself again, and also just to use my new products because yeah, nothing makes you feel bougier than new makeup and new products. But my lips right now are currently burning. I made the wrong decision of trying this Barry that Swell Extreme Lip Plumper. Like my lips are on fire right now. I don't know why I put this on before I made this video, but here we are and we're going to talk about boobs. So I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to give you guys what you want to hear. Fucking burning. So let's go through the consultation first and what I wanted, because I think that will make more sense when I'm talking about them and maybe when you see them at the end. So when I went in for my consultation, I was very clear that I wanted natural boobs. I'm not really a fan of big boobs. I don't really like the stuck on or high cleavage look either. I just really wanted like natural boobs that would be in proportion with my body. I didn't really want a drastic change. Even though it would be a drastic change because I literally had nothing before, I still wanted to be able to wear like my little crop tops and hopefully fit some of my bralettes after. I was aiming to be like a comfy C. I think I was more interested about having them more like plump around the bottom than the top. I kind of want the teardrop implants, but my surgeon explained to me it's not really worth it because there's a chance of them spinning around in your body. So the implants I went for, I actually decided the day before what I was going to go for because I was in two minds of getting 225C and 250C. I don't have any pictures of this so I can't show you guys, but yeah, it's literally just 25mm left. And for my consultation and a couple of days or weeks after, I was so set on getting 225. I was just like, play it safe and get them smaller. But my surgeon was actually saying to me to go for the 250 because when you go under the muscle, you do lose some of that volume. And I'm so glad I listened to him because I'm so happy with the size now. Also, I was speaking to a few girls that I know that have had it done, and most people that I've spoke to haven't had lower than 250. I know all these girls were girls that I was admiring their breasts, so breasts sounds a bit pervy, boobs. Yeah, so that was the consultation. I did go back twice, and again the second time was just to help me decide between 225 and 250, and I still couldn't choose, so I just went and wasted everyone's time. But it's not time wasting actually, because I was making a life-changing decision, so I just wanted to be sure. And obviously you can't take the try-on silicones at home. And when I mean try-on, basically I'm gonna use this cup as a demonstration. So pretend, oh there's stuff in that cup. So pretend this is an implant. To try it on when you go for your consultation, they literally put the implant in your post-op bra that you've already bought to come in with, and then you can see like what type of projection or boobage you're gonna get. So I'm gonna take you guys oh god, it's so painful to do that right. Wow, it's not painful, it's just really tight, but I need to get something up my throat. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys back to the beginning. I'm gonna take you to a week post-op because really that's when the preparation started. So I had to quarantine for a week before my operation. This is like my 4th time in quarantine. Because I had COVID twice, and with my job, if you've been in contact with someone with COVID, like obviously you have to quarantine, and I've just been really lucky to, you know, keep bumping into people who've had COVID. So I can't even remember what I did last week. Like everything kind of is just like a blur to like this big thing that happened. I think I just spent the week, I didn't even make any YouTube videos or content. I think I actually just spent the week just watching TV and like mentally preparing myself for what was going to happen. The thing I will say is I was really like concentrating on being healthy last week. I was like, I want to make sure that my body is as healthy and as happy as possible and is prepared for like recovery and when I go in for surgery. So I was eating a lot of greens, I was trying to eat healthy, I was doing workouts. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how I spent my time. So I also did the first step of preparation for my surgery last week, and that was taking a tablet called Arnica or Arnica. Not sure how you pronounce it again. You guys should know by now that I struggle to speak for English, even though I am English. The reason why I took this was because I hear that it was really good for like minimizing bruising and swelling. I was actually recommended it to by someone on Instagram. I was actually watching a lot of vlogs before the operation of like best ways to prepare and like girls who were going through it, just so I knew like what was coming, and also just because I was like really excited. Like literally for the past 2 weeks all I've been talking about is boobs and surgery. So the morning of the appointment I had to wash my hair, and they asked you to do this just because you carry like bacteria and germs. Sorry guys, I will put this down. You carry bacteria and germs in your hair and on your scalp, I guess, but also it was just a good idea to like wash it before, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to wash my hair for a long time watching videos and knowing that I wouldn't be able to really lift my arms up. So yeah, I washed my hair, I gave myself a nice blow dry, and I got changed into my recovery outfit, which I'll show you guys by here. Okay, so now we'll talk about the day of the surgery. Oh, I don't know why, but like, I don't know why I still get excited thinking about the day of the surgery. Day of the surgery, I woke up, forgot to mention that you can't eat before any operation because of anesthetic. You can't eat, I think it was 12 hours before your operation. So I had dinner at like 7 o'clock, and then I woke up in the morning. I wish, now write this down if you're having a boob job and your boob job is past 1 o'clock. I wish that I woke up at 6 a.m. and I had some food, because little did I know my appointment was going to be 4 hours late, and I would not eat any food until 6 o'clock the next day. So I literally went almost 24 hours having no food. I was so hungry, but I'll explain that situation after. As I was saying, morning of the surgery, I woke up about 10 a.m. Again, I wasn't really feeling nervous. I was feeling more excited, but I think I was feeling, I don't know, I think I was like trying to keep myself calm because I wasn't nervous or excited. I was trying to keep myself calm so I wouldn't get to either of the extreme version of emotions, because I knew that when it came to it I would freak out, and that's because I hate needles. The actual operation I don't care about, it's the needles. There's been so many times I've gone to the doctors and not had a jab or not had dentistry work done because I freak out about the needles. So yeah, I was quite calm, I think I was trying not to think about things, but without knowing I was doing that, if that makes sense. And all my words muddled up here, so I'm gonna have to refresh my throat a sec. Yeah, I was just awake for a while, just sitting in the bedroom, avoiding watching my mum and my boyfriend have their breakfast. I got dressed, I made some pre-TikToks ready to stunt after I've had boobs. And yeah, and it came to time to leave, so me and my mum got going and headed to Harley Street. So by the time I got to the clinic, it was around 1 o'clock. I was told to be there at 1:30, so I was just a little bit early. Unfortunately, my mum couldn't come into the clinic with me. I had to do this all on my own, which I think was more a blessing in disguise, because I think if I was with my mum or my boyfriend going into the appointment, I think I would have freaked out a bit more. Yeah, I think I would have freaked myself out a bit more. So I just went in and I just had like a really mature mind about it all. I walked my mum to the train station again, and yeah, I went into the clinic with my double A. So bear in mind now it's 1 o'clock and it's 1 o'clock already, and I haven't eaten or drank anything, and I'm so dehydrated and hungry because I literally had not eaten since the night before. And the nurses told me that the appointment is delayed, so I had to wait in my room to be called. That was quite irritating, to be honest. I was waiting over 4 hours, and like I said, I hadn't eaten or drunk anything, so I was starting to feel like really moody and groggy. So again, I think this was another blessing in disguise, because I was so hungry and so thirsty. That's all I could think about. I wasn't really thinking about the operation. I was literally just thinking about having like a Pret chicken sandwich when I get out, or ordering food. I was just like, I actually want to be put to sleep just so I can wake up to have food. My boobs weren't even on my mind at this point. Yeah, that was a long 4 hours of just sitting on the bed in the hospital in my room waiting to be seen. During this time though, I did get changed. I had to wear my compressed stocking socks and, you know, like the blue hospital overall type of things. Yeah, also my surgeon came in to say hello, and he was like, have you decided what implants you're going for? And I was like, yes, I'm gonna go with your advice. I'm gonna do the 250. And he was like so happy about that. And he did some drawings on my boobs, which I think, oh my gosh, I think is still there. I can't get this off, by the way. Like I have been flannel washing myself because I can't go in the shower. But yeah, this just won't come off. I think you need like special alcohol to take it off, but I'm gonna see him tomorrow so he can take it off for me. So he drew on my boobs. I think they do this so they can just kind of like see like where your chest wall is and where like the implants should go. He also took some before pictures as well, which was pretty awkward because I said the most awkwardest joke at the time. I was like, oh, I'm used to this. I'm not used to this. I've never posed naked. Now I think he thinks that I'm like a glamour model or something. I normally pose in like pink t-shirts, please. I don't pose with my chest out. But I just left that joke. He kind of laughed off and think that I said something silly. So then he did this, and then I was probably on my own for like another 40 minutes. Then there was a knock on the door. Oh, I'm telling this like it's a story, but this is the best way for me to logically explain things. My surgeon came back in and he told me it was time to go downstairs, and there was this really lovely nurse who was like so nice to me. She just literally put a blanket around my shoulders and she was like cuddling me all the way down to the stairs, and she was like asking me if I was excited. She was like, you're gonna look so good. And that was just like so reassuring and comforting, especially because I was on my own. I just really appreciate that. I think she was so nice. And then I walked down into the surgery room, and this is when it definitely hit me. My emotions were like suddenly just like going to my head. When I seen like the bed that I was going to be lying on and all the other operation equipment and everyone else who would be involved in the surgery, I was like, oh my god. So my voice just went like really high and just like really, when I get shy, my voice always goes really high and like really girly. So I was just like, hey guys, when really I was like dying inside. Like I was so nervous at this point. Again, everyone was so nice. Everyone told me their roles. They ask you what you're going in for, and I was like, be your job. And then in my head I was thinking, why are they asking me what surgery I'm having as I'm lying down on the table? And I was like, that's a bit reassuring. And then one of the nurses explained, oh, we just have to check just in case someone's forced me to come in for this operation. So yeah, so they check that. Don't be weirded out by that when they ask you that. And then the anesthetic nurse came over. I know they have a name, but I'm just gonna call him that. And this is the part that I was least looking forward to and started freaking out about. I was like, listen, before you do this, can I just put a blanket on my head? They were all so understanding, and they all like laughed about it, and then they put a blanket over my head, and the nurses were like smoothing my hair and my face. Again, it was so comforting. I didn't even know it. Oh, talking about it just makes me go weird, but he did it, okay? He put the thing in my arm, and I started crying then. I was like, I think this was only like 5 seconds before I was out like that, but I was like, I don't know why I'm crying, but I always cry after a needle. And I think in those 5 seconds it hit me that I'm about to be cut open and have something shoved into my body, and then I was out. So really, I hope I didn't make that dramatic. It was actually way easier and way quicker than I imagined. Like, it was literally over. I felt like I was asleep for about 10 minutes. Hey guys, so I just woke up. Yeah, I got Boob. So I feel a little bit drowsy. I'm trying not to look at the bag over there in the corner because having needles and stuff like that literally goes through me, so I don't want to look over there. And this thing on my arm that keeps getting bigger, like a blood pressure thing, and I don't want to look at it. So I can feel that too. But I'm feeling good, I'm feeling excited. I've had a little look down, they look great. So as you can see in those videos, when I woke up, I was a bit slow, but I was so with it. Like, the nurses were even shocked by how awake I was and how much I was moving, and just like how like on it I was. And I surprised myself because I have been under before, and I had a really bad reaction of where I was just so tired and floppy for too many hours. So this time was really surprising because I was just wide awake. I wasn't in any pain at all. Like, I knew I had something on my chest, but the first thing I did when I woke up, I was just trying to look down, but they gave me an ice pack because it helps with the swelling. And this is where the hunger kicks in again. So I've literally been awake for 5 minutes. I think I was so like with it because I was so hungry. Like, I just wanted to get out of the clinic and get some food. The best thing was I forgot that the clinic does give you food when you wake up, but this was only like a soup and some crisps, and I just demolished that, and I had a banana and a snack bar, and I still was just so hungry. So I think I just pulled myself together really fast. And normally they don't keep you overnight after a boob job. You can go home if you're okay within the next hour, obviously after waking up. Actually wheeled me back upstairs into the waiting room that I was in, and I just sat on the bed for about half hour. I texted my boyfriend and my mum to come and get me, and then another doctor came in to check that I was definitely okay to go home, and they were happy with that. They told me a little bit about aftercare to do at home, and yeah, I just went home then. So it was literally like just like in and out. I know a few people have different experiences, but I think your experience is definitely based on how you react to anesthetic, and this time I just had a really good and easy reaction. I was just fine. So my mum and boyfriend picked me up, and I went home, and even in the car, like the whole way home, they were both like, my boyfriend was so confused. He was like, I don't know if you're like really high right now or if you're just completely fine, because you're so with it that it's actually weird. And my mum's had a boob job as well, and she was like, what the hell? She was like, how are you this fine? But don't worry, it does hit me the day after. So when I got home, I wasn't really in pain. I think I was just like more uncomfortable, and I knew that I was restricted. It was just like really tight. It feels like you just did like the most push-ups you've ever done in your life, or like the most intensive chest workout ever. By this time I already had a chicken sandwich in the car because I begged my mum to bring me some food in the car before she picked me up. And by the time I got home, I wasn't actually that hungry. I think just because I was uncomfortable and felt a bit like a little bit groggy now. I was like, I'm just gonna try and go to sleep. And this is kind of where my problems began. So let me just be clear, I never really had any problems with my boobs, really. Like, they don't, it's not like a pain, it's more like a like tightness, and you're obviously restricted. You can't do anything. Like, you literally can't sit yourself up, you can't go to the toilet by yourself, you can't really hold anything. Like, my boyfriend had to feed me, had to help me go to the toilet, literally had to crane me up from the bed when I wanted to lie down. Like, once he laid me down, I could not get up, and you can't even shuffle around in bed because everything's so tight, and it does get a little bit painful then. So I was just like really uncomfortable. I wanted to go to bed, and when you have a boob job, you have to lie on your back for a week or two after surgery because it helps the swelling and the healing process go down. I think you actually have to sleep like upwards, but I have a back problem which plays a massive part in this story. So sleeping upwards, I did try it for the first night, was so painful for me. I have like a slip disc at the bottom of my back, and oh my god, just the pain. It definitely overrid the boobs. So I only did that for one night, and then I slept kind of flat on my back but with my feet raised, and that is still how I'm sleeping now. And this has been so painful for me with my back, but I guess I have to go through it for my boobs. And when you wake up in the morning, they're definitely more sore than they are throughout the day, because I think that because I'm sleeping flat on my back, all the fluids build up and like the muscles get like quite tense. So then when I wake up, I'm always like, these are so tight. But throughout the day, they get fine. So day 1, 2, 3 and a little bit of 4 were the hardest days, just because I was in so much pain with my back. Like, I just could not find a way to sit or lie down or rest that was comfortable for me. So I didn't get that much sleep, and I just literally binged watched Modern Family. I pretty much lived in the living room just because I was awake so much, just trying to sit on all these different chairs. So my lower back was hurting just from the problem I have, and my upper back, like behind my shoulder blades, basically behind my boobs, that was so tight and so painful as well. And that's just because I went under the muscle with my boob job, so it's pulling the muscle just like you did a mad workout, and these muscles haven't been stretched like that before, so it was just like this very painful stretch. So yeah, I was just very uncomfortable with that and just very tired, but you know, I got through, and I would say I'm basically like day 8. Yesterday I started to feel literally like, I would say I'm like 75% myself now. Like, I can do everything by myself, like cook food and sit myself up finally since yesterday. Just the only thing now is just a little bit tight. I'm not allowed to lift my arms higher than this until for like another week, but I can't do it anyway if I wanted to. I also did get extremely bloated, if any of you guys saw on my Instagram story, but this is normal. This is just how my body reacted to the antibiotics, but he said it was really common for people to do this. I also got thrush as well, so that was a bit irritating. I just felt like a dirty mess, to be honest. I hadn't showered since, well, I had my first bottom half shower yesterday, but I haven't had a full shower yet in over 8 days, and I only just washed my hair yesterday as well. So I just felt filthy, and I don't even know how to describe it, but it was hard. It was a really hard 4 days. I was on cocodamol, but I wasn't actually given that or prescribed that by the clinic. I just had ibuprofen and paracetamol, which I think would have been fine if I didn't have back problems. But yeah, other than that, I don't want to scare anyone off. The boobs were fine. Like, I don't know if I was distracted, but for me, like, yeah, you know they're there, you know you're uncomfortable, you know you're a little bit restricted, but heal and they change so fast. I think even on the 3rd day I noticed that they had come closer, they started to go more in a circle change than like pointy rockets. Like, when I first got them done, they were literally like this, but like facing this way. Now they kind of like sit more circular, and a little bit more central, and that's completely normal. Like, recovery for a boob job is fast. They say that you can go back to your normal life like in 2-3 weeks, and then you can start working out after 6 weeks, but you don't get your final result to around 3 to 6 months. Like, around the 3rd month you can see what they're gonna look like, because they mostly look like the end result. But after 6 months they start to fluff more. My mum, who had a surgery as well, hers dropped and fluffed after a year a lot more than they did in 6 months. So I think it's just how your body reacts to it. I can't stop touching them or looking at them, and I keep videoing myself and pretending I'm off guard to see what they look like. But it's so weird to have a bump in clothes. Like, so excited to play dress up and go back to work with boobs. I always forget they're there as well, like having side boob, I'm like reaching for things and I'm like, oh, what's that lump? And I'm like, that's my boob. So I'm gonna show you guys now what they look like. I still just can't get used to having cleavage. It's like the weirdest thing ever, and is still quite high up, but eventually this will drop and they'll sit a bit more by here and they'll just be a bit more fluffier. But like I said, they are squishy. There's the drawings. But yeah, I'm obsessed. Actually see my scar right now because I still have my surgery plasters on there, but from what I've heard from other people, the scar is literally like a strand of hair, and it does fade over time as well. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm excited to see the scar. I think they said like 6 weeks again after, just avoid wearing a wide bra because they don't want it to rub on the skin. But I also heard off a few other girls from watching vlogs that you can get like this tape to put over them if you want to wear like a wide bra. And obviously with work as well, I probably will have to wear a wide bra to shoot in. So yeah, I'm gonna get that tape, but I will keep you guys updated with all the changes, so don't worry about that. So that is the story of my boob job, guys. So I guess it can only get better from here. Obviously I'll be able to do a lot more things. Next week I'll be slowly getting into more of a work routine. Hopefully I'll be able to shoot some more content as well. I've got a few bits of clothing that have been gifted to me that I want to make some try on hauls with. I'm going to be making some more reels and TikToks. So yeah, I'm just going to be like really on it next week and just gradually getting myself back into the work flow. And I'm hoping to go back to work. Well, I know I'm definitely going back to work on the 1st week of April. I just can't stand being off any longer, and I think my surgeon will be happy with that date as well. But I think that'll be around the 4th or 5th week after operation, so I can start working out to then as well. So yeah, I can't wait to just see how they're gonna look in the next 6 months. Like, I'm so happy now, so I can't imagine how I'm gonna feel. And I just can't wait to go on holiday and wear bikinis and wear cute plunge dresses. I mean, I know I could have done all this before, and I did do it all before, but I know like within myself, I'm just gonna feel so much better and just so much more confident. I can't wait. But yeah, like if any of you guys are thinking about having it, feel free to message me and ask me any questions, and just enjoy the process. I'm going to be vlogging any of my changes. There probably won't be a vlog just about my boobs now for like probably like 2 months, just like 2-3 months, because I want to be sharing like big changes. I don't want to bore you guys. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe so you guys know when my next video comes out. Also drop a comment or give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Have a cute day, guys.